Hello everyone, welcome on in, welcome on in, hello YouTube side, hello VOD watchers, I hope you're all doing well. So, today we are starting up a new playthrough with a game that finally came out this week that I've been keeping my eye on for a couple of years now. So, we are checking out Lost in Art, a Miniature Realm. As always, when we are starting a new thing, I like to make sure that we spend a little bit of time talking about the history that sort of gives us context, prepares us for what's going on with the game, and I mean, y'all, we're gonna get a look at so many pretty manuscripts today. Like, we are gonna get a look at so many pretty manuscripts. I am very excited. It is my favorite thing. And in the surprising turn of events for this channel, it's not European manuscripts. It's Ottoman and Persian manuscripts. And it's going to be a real treat. So, let's dive right on in. Like, I think it'll be really, really cool. And so, let's see if this actually captures correctly on the first go. Come on, yeah! So, the game we will be playing today is based on the writings and manuscripts of Matrushki Nasu. So it's worth starting with him. So, he is, does a lot of different things, but he is a Bosnian Ottoman Muslim who lived around 1600. Sorry, around 1500. And traveled all over the Ottoman and Safavid empires. And so, his travel journeys, which were given to the Ottoman royal court, have absolutely amazing artwork. Like, when I say this stuff is amazing, I mean it. Look at how freaking pretty this is. Get a little bit bigger. No? There we go. Fill up that screen. Oh, look at how freaking pretty this is. The way he does cities is just super duper distinctive and super duper vibrant and super duper rich. But he also does a lot of other sort of historical scenes. So, you know, important battles, naval boats, all sorts of stuff like that. So we get Baghdad there. Oh man, it's not big enough. I wish it was bigger. Right, there's the Euphrates. And the two sides of it. There's a different little map. Just several maps. Sultania, Istanbul, more Istanbul. There's the Bosphorus. It's just really, really pretty. And so these maps, based on his travels, are kind of the primary thing that the game is kind of basing itself on. And it's going to be really cool. Right? But, I mean, Ottoman Bosnian statesman, polymath, mathematician, philosopher, teacher, historian, geographer, cartographer, swordmaster, navigator, inventor, painter, farmer, and miniaturist. This guy may have done a handful of things. This is back in the day where you could just be good at everything. But yeah, don't think he has enough jobs, I don't know. He could fit one or two more in there. So, he's really cool. Oh good, he did lattice multiplication. Yay. So he does several treatises on mathematics, some of history, biography of Suleiman, Book of the Conquest of Moldavia, Chronicle of the stages of the campaign of Iraq and Persia, History of Rustem Pasha, a weapons treatise, and another biography of Tarih Sultan Bayezid. true. Were any of those illuminated, or is it just bright paint? In the strictly technical sense, where illuminated uses gold leaf, it is pretty much just bright paint. But that's not to say that there aren't illuminated manuscripts in the Ottoman Empire and Safavid Persia. Just that these ones look like they are illustrated more than illuminated. But there are obviously a lot of people involved in this, and so, right, when we talk about Ottoman and Persian painting in the 16th, 17th, 18th centuries, right, there's a thing that you hear sometimes in sort of popular education, that Muslim artists develop a really robust geometric style because it was taboo to depict humans, and particularly to depict the face of Muhammad. This is just not true in the Safavid and Persian, or the Safavid and Ottoman empires. Like, that taboo does not exist. It is something true at sometimes in some places in the Muslim world, particularly when it comes to really, really conservative religio-political groups like the Almohads in Morocco and Iberia. But in the Ottoman case, this is just not the case. And so you get really, really gorgeous scenes. This is in the Harvard Art Museum's collection, but just nighttime in a city made in Persia around 1540. So right in the same time period as this. And I mean, gosh, they're pretty. And have very good hat culture. I need to emphasize this, they have very, very good hat culture all the time. And so you get these really robust depictions of urban scenes, really, really bright, vibrant outfits, colors, hats, people at work, doing all sorts of stuff. You also get lots of depictions of folklore and of various kind of mythological scenes. Some of the most beautiful editions of the Shahnameh are from the Safavid period. Let me see if I can't find one of them real quick. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Wikimedia Commons. The Shahnameh of Shah Tazmap, or the one in... Oh, this is in Harvard? Wait, this is in Harvard's library? No. Okay. Okay, it is not. Thank God. It's got the same name as Harvard's Rare Book Library. I was like, if I could have looked at that, and I didn't because I didn't know we had it, I was going to be so mad. This one is illuminated in the true sense, Polly. Right, all of this, and all of the floral patterns around the outside of the manuscript leaf, all of that is gold leaf. So this is true illumination. Look at them. And there's a big dragon. Oh, look at the horses. Look at their goofy little eyeballs. That's one of the faces of all time. So, this edition was created in Tabriz to illustrate as a demonstration of the shift and assertion of his dominance of the Shah. Commission of the Shahnameh was a common way to assert legitimacy because it's a strong, stable individual who has been unquestionably obeyed. And then, in 1568, it's given to the Sultan Salim II, and was there for a while. So they have a ton of these scenes. Parable of the Ship of Fate. Hey, look. By the way, if you needed to get around, how do you do religious figures and not depict their face? This was the solution in Safavid Persia. You put some fire around them, and you put a veil over their face, and you have now solved the taboo. This was not even universally done, but this is a very great solution to that problem. And so you get tons of these symbols, and tons of these folklore stories getting promulgated in these full-page miniature format. They are technically really, really elaborate productions, and are frankly just some of the most gorgeous manuscripts, I think, that are made, period. Like, how am I supposed to be upset about that? How am I supposed to look at this angel and go like, yeah, that's not sick as hell? I mean, look at it. Renaissance art of angels wishes it could be this stylish. And so yeah, this gets is part of a really robust artistic tradition of all sorts of forms. From ceramics to textiles to, well, Persian carpets to enamel work. Because even though we don't really think about it that much, because by the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, when we are doing general world history, a lot of especially Anglo-American curriculums are laser focused on European expansion and colonialism. But the Safavids, the Qajars, and the Ottomans have really, really, really robust artistic traditions in their own right. And so I'm really excited to get to jump into a game here that is celebrating it so much. Now, when we played the demo for this game like a year and a half ago, I will say they had a really robust codex, and, like, frankly, way too robust of a codex. And so we will simply rely on the codex quite a bit in order to be able to really play with, explore, see what it's doing, rather than have me try and yap about all of the context here that is, outside of my wheelhouse, out of my expertise. So, rather than do that, what do you say we simply dive on in and get started? Give me just a moment here to get the capture done up correctly. Hey, I captured that half of it immediately on the first try. It's thinking, it's thinking, it's thinking, it's thinking, it's thinking. Still thinking. Is it gonna... There we go. New game.
In the quiet corridors of time, where the echoes of forgotten tales reverberate, there exists a realm born of ink and imagination. A realm crafted by the nimble hand of Matrugchu Nasu. Come, dear listener, and let me unravel the threads of the miniature universe. Long ago, in the 16th century, Nasu traversed the wide expanse of our world. By documenting his travels, he unwittingly infused life into the parchment. With each stroke, a universe unfolded, a living, breathing testament to the power of art and the ancient force known as knowledge. Yet,
truly,
as time marched forward,
the ancient force, logic.
The inevitable erosion of memory. In his final moments, Nasur etched his observations into a travel diary. This sacred text found refuge in the hands of a kindred spirit, a collector of rare artifacts. Centuries passed, and the essence of Nasu's creations faded into the whispers of myth and legend until, one day, a modern seeker, an art historian with an insatiable curiosity,
Me.
stumbled upon the miniatures in a hallowed library.
I'm the art historian with an insatiable curiosity.
The echo of the past reached across the chasm of time to draw the historian into living canvas of the creation. And so, the art historian stepped beyond the bounds of his reality into a realm where once stable doors became portals, leading to uncharted realms and intertwined timelines. The journey had just begun, and the fate of an entire world was awaiting the touch of an unwitting hero.
Meet the hero. This is you. Huh? What's happening? Is everything two-dimensional? Have I been miniaturized? What just happened? What's going on here? You tell me. You appeared in front of us with a flash of light. Are you some kind of wizard or what? Wait. Don't say it like that. What if he's really someone like Hyder? You better go to the collector. He knows these things. He's a wise man after all. I can call it a collector. The worms of fate never fail to amuse. Nasu said this day will come. He left that diary in my care. Now I go and find its way to someone in need. Here, take the diary. Nasu's wisdom resides within these pages. May it guide and aid you on your journey. A diary? What am I supposed to do with a diary? I was actually wondering how to get back home. No, Nasu must have skipped the details. You're supposed to fix the damaged miniatures to close the portals. Simple as that. Save the universe, you'll be able to return home. How can I save it? What if there are portals? How will the diary help me? I've waited centuries for a wise scholar who knows everything to come and save the universe. And here you are, still asking questions. Right? You love that took all of 3 minutes for, Al-Khidr to show up? Welcome to Najaf, the sacred desert city. And yes, this is a cat. Look at the kitty. Look at the cat. What a good cat. Hello. The world's turned into a mess and nobody seems to care. Oh. Wait, where do you think you're going? Be careful with those glowing doors. They call them portals and they lead to all kinds of strange places or realms. Speaking of Hyder. Oh, Hyder, thoughtful sage, what secrets do the leaves whisper? I don't know, but there's a bird with a human's head. Alexander the Great! Oh, blessed... Okay, I wish I had called him Iskander. Oh, blessed and fortunate ruler of the earth. The leaves say, why is Alexander still wandering the earth when he has already taken more than his share of the world? You have become entangled in difficulties due to excessive ambition and the incessant desire to acquire more. Why do you burden yourself with such heavy burdens, both spiritually and physically? You do not have much time left. Please do not darken your bright days by chasing after ambitions. Sage, ask literally once more, when that ominous day comes according to my destiny, will I be in the land of the Greeks, my homeland? The end of your journey awaits in distant lands. Leave this place at once. Your majesty and your reign will come to an end. So, yeah, I mean, supposedly an actual scene, right, Al-Khidr is a, prophet sage figure that shows up in a wide variety of, folkloric and Quranic texts. And, you know, the, Safavid versions of the life of Alexander the Great involve him meeting the sage at one of the Trees of Wisdom. And the foreshadowing that he will die horribly. What an ending, Alexander. What an ending. Okay, but... Oh, good! Did I mention that we have a lot of things? Oh, this is... Oh, yep. Yep, this is gonna keep going for a long time, huh? The Wok-Wok Tree! The Wok-Wok Tree is a mythical tree that bears fruits in the form of animal or human heads, which emit a wok-wok sound. It is found in Eastern folklore, particularly in Chinese and India, and appears in various forms across different cultures and geographic regions. In some narratives, the fruits are depicted as humans hanging by their hair. Other versions describe the fruits as a combination of animals, humans, and plants. According to legend, the Wok-Wok Tree delivers various prophecies. References to this tree can be found in the Book of 1001 Nights, Evliachela bis Seyahatame, Kolname, Ferdowsis Shaname, and Iskandername. In Ottoman culture, the Wok-Wok Tree is associated with various tales. During the 16th century context, it was seen as a symbol of luck, while from the 17th century onwards it became associated with bad luck due to its military misfortunes. In 1655, during a rebellion in Istanbul, the severed heads of state officials were hung on a tree which was licensed to the Wok-Wok Tree, and the event was named Avak-i-Wok-Wakia. In Islamic folk mythology, the Zakum Tree also bears resemblance to the Wok-Wok Tree. The visual used in the game is taken from a book of Felicity presented to Sultan Ahmed I in 1616. In this depiction, the Wok-Wok Tree in a fortune-telling is interpreted as a sign of misfortune. O seeker of knowledge, know and seek knowledge. This fortune-telling includes heartache, sadness, and sorrow. If you have cast this fortune for a journey, know that it is not good. If it is for trade or partnership, it is better to wait and think. Take advice, consult, and be patient for a few days. Repent from your sins, both small and great, and engage in worship so that misfortune may be lifted. If you have intention of visiting the Kaaba, Medina, or the martyrs of Karbala, so without making excuses, do not neglect alms and charity so that you may achieve your desires. The game's text incorporates excerpts from the stories Alexander sees the talking tree in the Shahnameh. Once again, some history nerds do need to remember not to put too much text. I mean, this is fully... Your character is an art historian, and like any good art historian, you're going to say an awful lot about not very much. It's beautiful. It's so much information. I wish they had toned it down. That had been my big advice from the Steam playtests, Next Fests, was just, you need to cut this in half. As great as it all is, and as well researched as it all is, we need half as much of it. And it remains true. Anyway. From the Veils of Dust emerges a city adorned with golden domes, Najaf, a sacred desert city. It is an important city for the Islamic world, especially for Shia Muslims, as it is revered as the final resting place of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib. For Shia Muslims, he is the first Imam and the second most important figure after the Prophet Muhammad. The city emerged around Imam Ali's burial site following the revelation. The shrine and mosque attracted pilgrims who settled nearby, transforming Najaf from a desert plateau into a thriving city. This miniature map unveils the sacred expanse of Najaf, dedicating an entire right page to the illustrious shrine of Imam Ali. It stands as just one among numerous maps found within the Bayani Manazili Seferi Iraqain, a pinnacle of topographic miniatures and Ottoman miniature art. Commissioned by Suleiman the Magnificent, the maps serve to document the route undertaken during the Two Iraqs campaign. Notably, during his pilgrimage to Najaf, Sultan Suleiman bestowed generous gifts upon the shrines and oversaw the restoration of the sacred shrine. The artwork mirrors Ibn Battuta's shrine description, portraying a magnificent shrine. Oh boy, yeah, this just keeps going. We're not going to read all of this. My voice will fail immediately. Oh, they're a master student. By the way, this character is painted as a dairy farmer in an old costume book. Hungarian characters appear in Ottoman costume books because Hungary was part of the Ottoman frontier world for 150 years. Centered on Buda, the region became a borderland. In the splendid palaces of the Ottoman Empire, there was a special group of people who won the love of the Sultan without uttering a single word. They were the tongueless, a term used to describe deaf individuals who served in various capacities in the early modern Ottoman Empire. Their sign language wasn't basic, it expressed complex ideas. Everybody, including the sultans, liked using it because it kept secrets safe. In the Ottoman court, where stylus was indeed golden, the mute skill made them very important. The evolution of their language is not confined into daylight hours. They also developed a way to communicate by touch, ensuring that even under the cover of darkness, the sanctity of silence is preserved. And the Bogdanese, represent one of the peoples living north of the Danube. Their homeland Bogdan was one of the privileged provinces of the empire, today is part of Romania and Moldova. Yippee! Oh yes, it is you. Oh yeah, this is so much. Oh hey. Not a bird from the Wak tree. Come back here. Book of Costumes. Oh Jesus, it just keeps going. Book of Fortune. Matrak. Matruchki. Nasu. A miniature. Women in the Ottoman Empire. Okay, we'll read this one. When people think of women in the Ottoman Empire, they imagine silent figures hidden behind veils. But the truth is much more complex, and sometimes inspiring. Ottoman women, especially in cities, had more rights than many European women in the same period. They could own property, start businesses, take legal action, even divorce their husbands. Some became successful merchants, others funded public works such as schools and fountains, wealthy women supported poets and musicians, while others earned a living through crafts like weaving and embroidery. In 17th century Bursa, there was a special marketplace where women could sell their handmade goods without paying taxes. This gave women, particularly widows or those without male support, a rare chance to earn money independently in a male-dominated economy. Still, these freedoms were bound by deep-rooted social norms and religious law. Women faced strong social pressure from male relatives, and in court, Muslim women's legal testimony was considered less reliable than a man's. Marriage was another area where freedom was limited. Girls were usually married young, and only a few could reject unwanted marriages. Yet the records of Ottoman courts reveal stories of resilience. Some women were able to cancel forced marriages by arguing that they had been underage at the time. Marriage was common, and while men could take multiple wives, most marriages were monogamous. While a man could divorce his wife without giving a reason, he was required to pay her a pre-agreed amount and provide 3 months of financial support. If a woman wanted to initiate the divorce, she usually had to pay her husband or agree to give up financial claims. Divorce wasn't rare, but it came with a price for both sides. While their freedom to move in public was limited, women created lively social worlds behind closed doors. Many women were skilled in arts like poetry, music, embroidery, and weaving. They hosted long home visits, gathered in bathhouses, and enjoyed outings like picnics in nature. Romance was not out of reach either. Lovers exchanged symbolic gifts to convey their feelings in secret. A pearl might whisper, "You are the pearl among beauties." A strand of gold thread could mean, "I'm dying, come quickly." Even a pinch of pepper might say, "Send me a proper message already." Though social rules were strict, human emotions found their way through clever, quiet channels. The world of Ottoman women was not silent or simple. It was laden with both resilience and restriction, an untold story behind closed doors. They faced many limitations, but also had economic spaces and legal options that were quite progressive for their times. One famous women poet, Mihri Hatun, defended women's intelligence with these words: "Since they say woman has no brains or wit, whatever she speaks they excuse it. Yet Miri, who prays with insight clear, speaks truth that wise people hear. A gifted woman surpasses 1,000 incompetent men, a brilliant mind beyond 1,000 inconsiderate again." So these entries are too long, but they are really well done. And one of the things I particularly appreciate, one of the things I particularly appreciate about this is, or with that write-up, was the acknowledgement that urban and rural and Anatolian and non-Anatolian Ottoman governments was actually quite different. And so what's true in cities is probably not true in the countryside, and what's going to be true in Istanbul is probably not going to be true in Tunisia. Oh, you found the plans! Great job! That's what we've been trying to find. It's like the whole street's been flipped around overnight, but we can fix it now. We need to now put things back in their places. Yippee! 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 I'm telling you, young man, back in the day I used to walk down to the mosque in the neighborhood below. I remember there used to be a long bazaar standing alone in the upper part. Stalls lined up, merchants calling out the hustle and bustle. It was the soul of our community. Alright, I get it. I heard what you all had to say. Give me some time, I'll fix up these drafts. No need to keep yammering about it. Oof. Is it necessary for the gameplay to read all that? It is not. But basically, the first rule you learn when you start practicing writing text for public audiences, particularly in museum or more exhibition-y spaces, is that a short text that people read is better than a more informative text that people do not read. Thank you, it's just like the good old days. These reduced treats are bringing back so many memories. Ah, there you are. I've been looking for you. I gave you the diary, but I'm not sure if you figured out what it is. Each piece of art within it holds a hidden story. Unfortunately, they've all corrupted over the centuries. Once you restore them all, the miniature realm will return to its former glory. Look, you've already saved this neighborhood. Well done. The restored piece must be added to the diary. Uh-huh. You're the first person I've seen in a long time. What happened? Where is everyone? It used to be a lively place, then people started vanishing. Now you won't find anyone else here. Just silence. And fear. Oh boy. This is not going to be easy. This is not going to be so easy to put together. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing here. And by not exactly sure, I mean I have no idea. I have no idea what it is I'm doing here. I'm going to assume that the goal is that I am making a continuous line. And past that, I'm going to not think about it too much. Ah, damn it, I was right the first time! I am just going to assume that this is the goal. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't work... That feels like how that's supposed to look, but that doesn't make sense. So instead, we shall assert that it is this way, and we shall do it like this. Great! Yay, we got a key for our trouble. Thank you. Cool. I'm glad that just worked. Tell me what that was? Tell me what that was. The Seven Beauties. In the famous Persian poem Haft Pekar by Nizami Ganjavi, the young Prince Bahram dreams of becoming a great ruler. After many adventures, he becomes king and builds 7 magnificent domes, each with a different color. Inside every dome lives a princess from a different part of the world. Every night of the week, Bahram visits one of the princesses. Each princess tells him a fascinating story of love, mystery, wisdom, and adventure. Through these stories, Bahram learns important lessons about justice, desire, patience, and the meaning of life. The miniatures in the Cochrane collection represent Persian manuscript painting at a high point of refinement and decorative richness. Associated with artists such as Bisat and his pupil Mirak, they are marked by delicate lines, carefully ordered compositions, and sophisticated color harmonies. Oh, thank you. Thank you, copy-pasted from the museum label about the Cochrane collection. That was very kind of you. Hello, I wish to... I don't think I understand what the point is. Oh, I did it! I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Now I can more properly go. You need 2 keys to open the door. Oh. Well, fine. We'll go a different direction then. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Right? Or, hey, why don't you come visit here? And then I tell you about things instead. What? Sorry, what? Self-promotion in my Twitch stream? No. I don't know what you're talking about. This was supposed to be a year of harvest and harmony. Instead, dragons rise and crops wither. What's happening? Exactly, but the harvest failed and the storms keep coming. Feels more like a dragon's curse than a sheep's blessing. The 12 animal cycle never missed before. Maybe the old rhythm's gone wrong somehow. Oh, good. Okay. Oh. God damn it, you expect me to remember the order of the Chinese zodiac? It does just tell me. It does just tell me what they are. I can hover over them. And then be informed that way. You know, that's 12, that's 1, so... 5, 2, 6, 8? None of those are helpful. How's that supposed to work, then? Okay, 10's in the right spot, 9's in the right spot. Gotcha, now 8's in the right spot. 7, 6, 5. Okay, we fixed it. Anyway, there's the 12 animal cycle, also known as the Chinese zodiac. Hello. Like, the dragon took a storm and left. The wheel turns true once more. Right, and so... Was it a known thing in the Safavid Empire? Yes. Let's pull... Long ago, people didn't need Chris. The 12-animal Turkic calendar wasn't just about marking time, it was a guide to the unknown. People read the signs, prepared for feast or famine, and listened to the animals whisper. Calendar reflects deep connection early Turkic society had with nature and cyclical time. It was also used by various ancient Asian cultures for centuries. So... You know, the game's saying, hey, this is a thing that is simply, like, shared among Chinese and Central Asian peoples, and being shared with Central Asian peoples, whereas the Turkic peoples move from Central Asia to Anatolia, they bring it with them. If you're going in there, just know the gate doesn't open both ways. Dang nabbit. What? So you point at no return me, but don't give me a chance to back out? What the heck? Ah, another traveler in the folded horizon. Be careful, this courtyard may look still, but it isn't. The ground shifts. The gravity changes. What leads forward one moment might trap you the next. To navigate this courtyard, you must first understand its shifting nature. Find the pattern, and the place may begin to make sense. Now I've spent what feels like a lifetime here, chasing doors that open to everywhere except home. Ah! Okay, but like, I can't have... There we go. This is a strong beginning. Ah, splat. I probably should have seen that going. But that's just gonna slide that over in a way that kills me. Again. Oh no. That just wasn't what I was... Okay, so it slides both of them at the same time. Broke manuscripts have stylized perspective. Woke Ottoman palaces have gravity magic. You're so right. Ah, god dang it. So I did think that it was going to be the same on both sides and not mirrored. It unfortunately mirrored. Whew. I do love me a good Shawnee. Okay, can I leave now? I wish to pay respects to Imam Ali ibn Ali Talib. For years I was trapped between stones and silence. You freed us both. Now the walls give way. And something or other. The city no longer holds you. Your work here is done. What lies ahead is unknown and may it lead you to wonders unseen. Okay, but there's a hidden artwork in this level. Okay, but now please both leave. Okay, good. This just goes back around. There's a hidden artwork, and I wish to have the hidden artwork immediately. You cannot hide it from me. I think. I hope. I don't want to leave it behind. Right, I do super duper appreciate how, Stray Cat! Oh. 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 And a harpy. Astronomer is a Greek man, a doctor, a porter. A Bektashi dervish, a falconer, a porter, and a beadsman. European dervish, there's nothing else to tell. I don't know that that's true. No? No hidden artwork here? None? Not even a little bit? I would love a hidden artwork, though. Hear me out. I would absolutely love... No, let's just grab a little bit... Oh. Thank you. This miniature Starry Night is a detail from the scene in the book Surname, illustrated by Levny. Since we rarely see night scenes and we love this one so much, why not stop and appreciate its beauty? I found it. I found the secrety secrets. One thing I do appreciate is this game's absolute commitment. Absolute commitment to citing its sources. And that is going to be very lovely. Oh good, welcome to Sultania, the Sultan of the cities. Hello, yes, I would love to know where we are. Ooh, I saw that secret. Another one seeking their destiny. May the gods have mercy on their soul. What precisely is happening here? A stranger came from the east with a book of lies. Called it Book of Fortune, said it held our destinies. And now MANUSCRIPTS our people. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to trespass. This is no place for the likes of you. I find. Be that way. Haseki Sultan. In the opulent and secret world of the harem, the title of Haseki Sultan was reserved for the mother of the firstborn prince. Her attire with a fur-trimmed kaftan, trousers, and inner gown, meticulously crafted, reflects the period's styles. I didn't mean to snoop. Madness in a dusty book, who knew? The sailor insists he's a chef, burning everything he touches. I've never tasted anything so terrible in his life. Exactly, we love citing sources and them being actual sources. Yeah, no, whoever made this has a deep and abiding both knowledge and love for Ottoman miniatures. Oh, good. Saturn, Venus, Mars, the Sun, Jupiter, Mercury. Yes, I understand. We seem to be out of order. Well, I see. That simply worked. Okay. Don't push us, this is all the angels' fault. The name misplaced us, they should fix it. I see. We're doing some astrology about it. Well, 12 is correct, so let's not mess with that. Or I'll mess with that anyway. Fine. 7, 3, 11, 6, 2, 10. Yippee! Sources, woo! Alright, so, the 7 stars. Under the sun is the Sultan, the General, the Gentleman, the Goldsmith, the Jeweler, the Shield Maker, the Silversmith, and the Gold Dealer. That checks out. Under Mars is the Executioner, the Butcher, the Tile Maker, the Farrier, the Cook, the Lamplighter, and the Lion Keeper. Under Jupiter are the Qadi, the Merchant, the Preacher, the Monk, the Constabulary, the Shoemaker, and the Candlemaker. Under the Moon, who apparently gets nothing fun, you have a peddler, the fisherman, the shepherd, the wolf fluffer, the sailor, the cameleer, and the farmer. Under Mercury, you have the Nakash. Looks like a drummer of some flavor, maybe? A tailor, carpenter, scribe, weaver, herbalist, and messenger. Under Venus is the waddy player, the musician, the ney player, the dancer, the deaf player, the garden player, and the drummer. Well, if that's the drummer, maybe this is some kind of, like, cook or other thing. And under Saturn are the blacksmith, the builder, the firework master, the tar worker, the porter, the sewerman, and the tanner. All very important jobs. Hello. What in blazes am I doing with a frying pan? The captain's gonna throw me overboard. Yeah, that's fair. You are gonna deserve that. Woo. Nothing is what it was. Now even the oldest tales lose their way. Zal and Rudaba. Rudaba lazily inhaled from her fancy pipe. No hair today, she called down, puffing down rings of smoke. The creature didn't climb. He sprawled, stretched across the courtyard like a sleepy shadow. He mumbled, "If she wants me, she can climb down." So this is a Rapunzel. Oh. "Your heart moves," says the dervish, "so do my feet." He wasn't after gold or glory, just a stolen glance from the lady above. Let's try that again. Love is a battlefield Rudaba came armed. With perfect aim and zero patience, she raised her spear and took careful aim at his head. He gripped the dark strands with hope burning blind and climbed to her tower through the shimmer of night. She spoke for so long, even the moon got bored. "This isn't just a letter, it's a chronicle of my unmatched loyalty," she warned. Instead of hair, a massive serpent slithered down from the balcony. Snakes do work, just mind the head. Let's try that again. Let's try the Rapunzel story, but with actually the right figures. Please and thank you. Anyway. Quick breakdown of the city. Sultania. In the eyes of its contemporaries, the Ilkhanate capital had clearly lived up to its name, Sultania, the Imperial. In the past, the Mongols called the place Kongur Ulang, meaning brown meadow or meadow of bay horses. It was used as a summer pasture. It was known for its fertile fields until Arghun Khan decided to build a new city there in 1290. Arghun Khan transferred 1,000 people, including architects, workers, and artists, from the capital Tabriz to build the city. However, he died during the construction, and his body was buried on a nearby hill. Whee! Sultania gradually began to lose its form and importance after the throne struggles caused by the death of the Sultan Abu Said. Unfortunately, many of the city's important buildings were destroyed during the governorship of Miran Shah, Emir Timur's son. Travelers and historians alike marveled at its splendor, leaving vivid accounts and exquisite illustrations that offer glimpses of its lost glory. The earliest and one of the most striking documents of Sultania is this miniature map. Matruchki Nasu illustrated it based on his observations during Suleiman the Magnificent's campaign from Istanbul to Persia in the 16th century. Also artworks. The Book of Fortune. In the Ottoman Empire, there was a special guide filled with stories from religion and legends to help predict what might happen next. In the early 1600s, Kalendar Pasha presented Sultan Ahmed I with such a gift called the Book of Fortune. It was a treasure painted by famous artists such as Naqshi and Naqash Hassan. People seeking a glimpse of the future would open a random page and think that whatever was written there would somehow relate to what they were thinking about or planning to do. This miniature, with the planets on the inner circle and the signs of the zodiac on the outer circle, is one of these pages, and it means, although this fortune is not far from bad luck, keep your heart content. It is a sign that happiness will prevail over misfortune. If you intend to go on an expedition, wait a few days and then go, for you are likely to find endless benefits. Buying and selling, partnership, and a new house are good. Marriage is a sign of misery, but in the end it will be to your benefit and you will find comfort. Do not neglect prayers and charity so that you may achieve your will. And the Book of Felicity. Throughout history, people have gazed at the night sky and seen more than just stars. They've seen a map of their destiny. Over the centuries, the zodiac has evolved through a blend of myth and observation. Decorated with splendid miniatures, the Book of Felicity is one of the most exquisite creations born out of our fascination with the cosmos. Sultan Murad III commissioned it for his beloved daughter Fatima. Yay! Saturn is a black man with a pickaxe representing those who work hard at unhealthy and tedious jobs. Jupiter, dignified and cross-legged, oversees professions related to law and religion. Mars, the warrior with his axe and military helmet, is influenced seen as professions associated with blood and heroism. Then Venus, a graceful dancer holding handkerchiefs, associated with music and dance. Mercury follows, kneeling as a scribe. Finally, the sun and the moon complete the scene. The sun symbolizes authority and all that shrines, and the moon is associated with outdoor activities, travel, and agriculture. And now you know what the universe thinks of your dream job. You can also blame any career misfortunes on the stars as well. And Zal and Rudaba. Rudaba stood at the top of the tower, waiting in the moonlight long before Rapunzel was ever imagined. This scene comes from the Shahnameh, an ancient Persian epic full of heroes and legends. Zal, born with striking white hair, was a brave warrior raised by a mythical bird. Rudaba was known across the land for her beauty, wisdom, and royal blood. Though they've never met, they fall in love by hearing stories about each other. One night, unable to stay apart any longer, Zal secretly visits Rudaba's tower. She leans from her balcony, offering to lower her long hair to help him climb. Unlike in the fairy tale, Zal doesn't use her hair. He gently throws up a rope instead, not wanting to hurt her. Their love defies tradition and family opposition, and together they become the parents of Rostam, one of Persia's greatest heroes. Yay! You think I'm able to go now? Let's go up here. On to the next place. Hello. Oh, there's a lot of stuff to do here. Oh. I just made it shinier? Those houses below. See the ornaments on top of them? They feel out of place, don't they? And that tree, it looks carved, not grown. Maybe they're trying to tell you something about this building. The branches match those thin bars, don't they? And the roofs below, they must be the dome. Try following that order. What do you mean? Oh. I don't think I understand, but... I don't think I understand. But we'll do this, this, and this just in case. Yay! And then on the tree, okay, so we're going bottom to top, basically. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Gratuitously, literally Zal and the Simur that you just posted. Phenomenal. Well, would you look at that? You have done something. Listen well. There's an old saying that may help you one day. If you encounter the Black Concholos on a black night in the depths of a black winter, he will ask where you come from and what your name is. To survive, your answer must contain the word black. Oh, thank you. I don't think I enjoy that news. But we will... make it work. And we will not... we'll just, like, not deal with that. This building seems to be a little bit, well, that's not right. That's not right at all. Let's try that again, yeah? Well. Hello, yes, I just turned your building right side up. Let me tell you an old legend. You may find it useful later. There was a white mother who lived in white water. She rose to the surface of the water and gave white advice to Ulgan. If you want to create, always say, I did it. It is done. Say nothing else. Without saying another word, the white mother vanished into the white waters. Oh, gee whiz, thank you. "1 a.m. is approaching. You have an office day tomorrow. Well, have a good rest of your night, Wolfie. The VOD will be here." Hey, hello, what's up? How's the game until now? It is a delight. This does not look like it will be a very long game. But... I'm having a lovely time with it, and it is citing all of its sources in great detail. What am I fixing here? Oh. Heck. Flawless. I am so good at video games, I have no idea what you're talking about. What little bit of advice is this old man going to give us this time? As is the same old man every time. Listen carefully, you might find this useful later. The Scarlet Wife wanders from house to house. She searches for mothers who have just given birth with rosy cheeks and children with apple cheeks. To keep it away, mothers tie red ribbons in their hair. Well, okay then. We have gotten 3 bits of hints. And I guess that means we're gonna go talk to the dragon. I don't want to. Ah, a visitor. It has been a long time since someone stood here. The road ahead is guarded by riddles. Answer them wisely and you may pass. Now listen well. Here is my first riddle. It paints a picture when you look, but wipes it clean when you're off the hook. It's inside the room, and the room is inside it. I mean, it's a mirror. The question is that I see 2 mirrors. Something's off with the color or what it belongs to. Really? A worthy answer. Now listen to my second riddle. I saw a curious thing not taller than a foot. It holds the essence of fish, of cow, and of ox. Walled all around, with a light at its heart, consumes himself away. Such a curious habit. I mean, I feel like it is supposed to be a candle, but I have no idea to tell you which color it is supposed to be. Okay. Its field is white. Its seeds are black. Sown by the hand, harvested by the tongue. It's a book. I don't know how the point A, point B, point C worked, but hey, that's fine. Hello, collector. How are you doing? Are you just not going to acknowledge me? Are you just not going to acknowledge me? How dare you? And that apparently was all of that was apparently all of Sultania. That was apparently everything. You've come this far, huh? Well, well, you traveled a long road with that diary in your hands. You've crossed cities you'd never seen, faced troubles you'd never expected. But some journeys don't move forward forever, they bend back on themselves. Istanbul has a way of doing that. It pulls its stories home. Istanbul. So I'm finally going back. All this time I was collecting artworks, but I see it now. I am taking them back to their home. Whee! Look at us go! Istanbul. I feel at home here. I recognize it, but I'm discovering it all over again. As if the city I grew up in and the city I dreamed of have finally become one. Well, we should probably take some time to read. For 8,500 years, people have arrived here with different tongues, different gods, and different dreams, and somehow the city has turned them into a single living story called Istanbul. This is not just another city built in stone, it is a tale layered in time. Istanbul stands where 2 continents lean toward each other, separated and united by the Bosphorus. Here the waters of the Black Sea and the Mediterranean reach towards one another, trade routes cross, and cultures overlap. This city's beauty begins with its geography, but it does not end there. Its beginning, like all great things, is told through legend. One story tells of settlers who asked the Oracle at Delphi to show them the most beautiful place on Earth. The Oracle told them, "Build your city across from the land of the blind." When they reached the peninsula, they gazed upon its shores, rich green lands, and gentle winds. They understood then, only the blind would have chosen the opposite shore, and missed such beauty. Another tale speaks of Emperor Constantine, who came seeking a site for a new Rome. An eagle descended from the sky. A silent angel walked before him. The emperor marked the city's borders, step by step, and said, "I will walk until the one who leads me stops." For centuries, the city was the heart of Roman, Byzantine, and Ottoman empires. Each of them added new beliefs, art, and architecture onto the same dramatic landscape of hills, harbors, and shining waters. Turks, Kurds, Greeks, Romans, Armenians, Jews, Arabs, and countless others left their prayers, languages, crafts, and songs in its streets. Churches rose near mosques, synagogues near markets. Palaces and wooden houses adorned the shores. The city grew and changed, but some places carried the same role across centuries. The Ad Medani, once the Roman and Byzantine hippodrome, remained a stage for ceremony, spectacle, and unrest. The Divanyalu continued as the great ceremonial road of rulers and processions. Across the Golden Horn, Galata showed another face of the city, a corridor of merchants, diplomats, and sailors. Lady Montague wrote with surprise, "Among the women, men, and even the children here, you will hardly find one who cannot speak the same word in 5 or 6 languages." Istanbul did not speak with one voice but with many, and that harmony of differences became its true music. Many religions lived side by side here, and people also believed in various superstitions and mysteries. The great traveler Evliya Çelebi wrote that Istanbul was protected by 17 land talismans and 6 sea talismans. One was magical safeguards believed to shield the city in many ways. One was said to be enchanted to protect the city from plague. Another, attributed to Aristotle, showed a young man and maiden standing chest to chest. Couples in conflict would embrace the column, and love would bloom again. Whether taken literally or symbolically, these talismans reflected how people saw Istanbul. Not just as a settlement, but as a living, guarded treasure. Yet through the centuries, the cities endured great hardships. Fires swept its wooden quarters, earthquakes took its walls, and the Latin invasion of 1204 scarred it deeply. Empires rose and fell here, but the city remained, like a queen changing crowns, yet never losing her grace. The Flemish diplomat Boesbeck once wrote that nature seems to have created this place to be the capital of the world, and standing where the seas breathe against the land, it's hard to argue. For 8,500 years, the people have lived on these hills, and their voices have joined in an ever-growing chorus. And we immediately got thrown into I am confused again. Tell me what this minigame is. Hello, are you going to tell me anything? No? I see. Oh dear. Oh, I see. I don't think I understand. I don't think I understand at all. Unless the point is that I should have none of the darker color. No? Please elaborate. There we go. We did it! I don't know how we did it, but we did it! Alright, what was that artwork? Wonders of creation and the marvels. Oh good, oh good. Istanbul's gonna make up for the entire shortness of the rest of the game. Oh good, I was worried for a moment. The wonders of creation and the marvels of existence were not simply read. They were experienced as windows into structure and meaning of the universe. Written in the 13th century by Zakaria al-Qazwini, the book gathered knowledge about the heavens, the earth, living beings, geography, and marvels into a single cosmological vision. At the time, scholars did not see science and spirituality as separate domains. Science, faith, and imagination coexisted naturally. One of the images within the book is known as the angel Ruh holding the celestial spheres. In illustrated copies, especially from the later Persian tradition, an angelic figure supports the concentric circles of the heavens, reflecting the Ptolemaic model of nested celestial spheres that shaped medieval Islamic astronomy. The image does more than depict astronomy, it visualizes the idea that the cosmos is sustained through the divine order with spiritual beings linked to the movements of the skies. Cat! Cat! No! Cat! Cat! Hello! No! The cat disappeared! Give it back! Oh, apparently you can just backtrack. That was not my intention. I thought that would simply take me across the Bosphorus. Whoops. Let's go back again! We just really like boats, y'all. We just really, really like boats. Don't worry about it. There you are. Hi. 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 Oh, look at it. Chat, look at the baby. Chat, I'm petting as hard as I can. I tried so hard. I want to pet the baby so bad. You look like someone who walks far from home. Such people bring stories with them, and I treasure those. Yet lately the stories I know no longer feel whole. It's as if their paths have crossed when they shouldn't. Siavush marries Farangus. Siavush wants to read 7 volumes on the duties of a noble spouse. Farangus is reconsidering everything. Siavush came for romance but found checkmates. Where's my wife? Siavush asks. Gets handed a rook and a long night instead. Aw. Like a thunderstorm, the governor bursts in and booms, the enemy is marching. May our love survive longer than our borders. Maybe we should replace all of these. The maid is clearly regretting her life choices. Uh-huh. They say Siavush left her to death. The assassin seemed eager to test that theory. Let's try that. Steps with care, eyes to the floor, then fades away and shuts the door. That one looks much better. That looks like that makes sense in the scene. Swords decorate the wall like drama waiting to happen. Chekhov might not be born yet, but Destiny's clearly read his rules. Let's do that. There we go. We're fixing the stories. There, did you fix the stories proper, like? The tale of... hello, voice crack. The tale of Siavush and Farangus is one of the most tragic stories in the Shahnameh. Prince Siavush, the noble son of King Kaikhaus of Iran, leaves home to escape the schemes of his stepmother. He finds refuge in the courts of Afrasiab, the king of Turan. There Siavush heals the beautiful and wise Farangus, Afrasiab's daughter. Powerful statesman named Piran admires Siavush and wants to reunite the two young people. Their peace does not last. Afrasiab's jealous brother Garsawaz envies Siavush and spreads lies, claiming he's secretly working with Iran. Aww. Farangus' brother son Kai Khosrow. Eventually she escapes to Iran, who grows to become one of Iran's greatest kings. Sad. Hello. The Ney sings alone, yet the dervishes whirl together. Remember this, traveler. Many small wings may defeat the hunter. The language of the birds. And a hunter. Oh, these all move. Right. Do they only move along their one line? They seem to only move along their one line. I don't know why that worked. I don't really know what I did. But I have a bird now. And that has to count for something. Cat! Hi, cat. I wish to pet you. Now tell me of the language of the birds. This miniature shows a moment for the language of the birds, a mystical poem by the 12th century Persian poet Farid al-Din Attar. In the tale, all the birds of the world gather together in search of a king. A wise hoopoe, perched on a rock near the center, tells them about the legendary Simurgh, mystical birds said to hold the truth they seek. Determined to find it, the birds begin a long and difficult journey across valleys filled with fear, desire, doubt, love, and loss. Many birds give up along the way. Some cannot let go of their pride, comfort, or worldly desires. Only 30 birds finally reach the end of the journey. When they stand before the Great Seamer, they discover something unexpected. There is no separate king waiting for them. Instead, they see their own reflection. In Persian, Seamer means 30 birds, turning the ending into both a revelation and poetic wordplay. At first glance, the painting feels calm and perfectly balanced, much like the elegant Timurid miniatures of the late 1400s. But look closer, and details reveal that this image was made later. There's a hunter in the scene, even though no hunter appears in Attar's story. So while the image echoes an older tradition, it quietly carries the marks of a different time. Oh. Hello. Istanbul is a city that never stays the same. Something or something is always changing or lost in chaos. And yet you and I can still stand here beneath the old Roman aqueducts and talk in peace. That's the beauty of Istanbul. It keeps precious things safe inside its heart. But I would love to pet the cats. Reunion of Shirin and Khosrow. Methinks that the, Ah, yes, they're old. I think that's not right. There we go. These are all good bits. Let's look at another artwork. The Reunion of Shirin and Khosrow. The story of Khosrow and Shirin has journeyed far and wide, reaching regions from the Iran to the Balkans. The story by Nizami Ganjavi is important because compared to other love stories, its main source is the life of the Sassanid emperor who lived between the 4th and 7th century. No, wait, huh? I don't think Khosrow lived for 300 years. I'ma be real, chat. I don't think the Emperor Khosrow lived for 300 years. Now, if this, I feel like this is a localization issue. Because I'm pretty sure it's trying to say that Sassanid Persia was between the 4th and 7th centuries. Even that doesn't quite work. But it's at least closer. Driven by dreams and enchanting descriptions, Khosrow falls deeply for Shirin, an Armenian princess. Despite overcoming numerous trials, including marriage to an ally and political exile, Khosrow finally reunites with Shirin. However, their happiness is short-lived. The story comes to an end in a heartbreaking murder marked by the murder of Khosrow and Shirin's suicide. Soon they just meant sometime between the 4th and 7th century. I mean... Maybe? Cousin to Methuselah. But like, it's Khosrow II. So like, we know when he lived. We know the exact day he died. So, like, I feel like it's just talking about the Sassanid Empire from 4th to 7th century, because, yeah. Otherwise, Khosrow lived in the late 6th and early 7th centuries. It's known. God damn it, it's one of these puzzles again. No! These puzzles are so difficult, though. Well, that doesn't work at all. But I also don't have another option. Well, I did have another option, I just was being a buffoon. Forgetting that corners can work is a good way to get into trouble. Like, that you can do corners like this while making your continuous line. There's a good way to get into difficulty. That doesn't seem right. Let's go this way instead. Ah, I just had it. Yay! Man, I hate when I have to do the dishwasher twice in one day. No, I sympathize with that completely. Oh, look at the guy! Chat, this is important. The seven beauties again, but look in the corner here. I'm gonna make it bigger. Chat, I'm gonna make it bigger. Perceive. That's such a guy. The style of it almost looks like a Chinese painting. With a monochrome? But, I don't know that for sure. And I heartily enjoy. Oh good, the Nahil will go in all of its splendor, with the bird up at the top. Bye, have fun. Can I pet? Can I pet you? Can I pet you, though? Music here, fire there, food everywhere. Talk with most of the characters. What do you mean talk with most of the characters? Excuse you, I intend to talk to all of the characters. Oh. Oh. I really enjoy these tunes. Like, just a nice bop. You can't take 3 steps without stumbling into a performance. Okay, but like there's a secret. I'm not sure what it's a secret of, but that was definitely a secret. Saturn. I see. In this Book of Felicity image, the dark and ominous figure represents Saturn the Great Malefic. Saturn was believed to bring sorrow, hardship, melancholy, and misfortune. The planet was associated with the color black, with lead, and with distant cold regions of the world. Saturn was believed to dwell in the highest sphere of heavens and became associated with the largest and tallest of animals, the elephant. If something happened in the city, it's already been exaggerated in this coffee house. Oh, good. We have coin seekers, pleasure seekers, and abundance, probably with a coin. Coin with the coin. The Grand Bazaar. I had a debt to a shopkeeper in the Grand Bazaar. At eBay's coin got in, I didn't notice. Really? No, no, no. The Grand Bazaar shopkeepers are working for the Sultan for years now. If I told you how many plates and bowls they would have made, you wouldn't believe it. No? The Sultan had hundreds of poor children circumcised and clothes. They call it wasteful, but it's an act of great kindness as well. No? When it comes to waste, no one compares to my wife. They invited her to an entertainment held for the harem. She holds silks and jewels without restraint. Still, she went on praising the performances at the old palace again and again, saying there were no way inferior. Okay. You see the performances at the Hippodrome? Celebration. They said they showed a model dragon. Our boy thought it was real. I was breathing fire. No? You didn't come last night, but you missed so much. They've invented such fireworks. They set one off and it turned into a rooster. Another and a rose. It blew our minds. Festival began to cast rubies. Pearls and gold beneath the feet of our prince. Don't misunderstand me, I have no concern for the money spent, but one must be careful not to fall into waste and sin. Okay. The gold and jewels adorning the Nahil was unbelievable. Some of the Nahils was so large it got stuck in the street. It did a little bit. Another feast at the Hippodrome. Oh, man. The Hippodrome was hopes a similar event since Roman times. Let us enjoy ourselves, but we should also tell the people about the square's importance. Really? Okay. The ambassador I accompanied was amazed by the procession of the guilds, the carts, the goods displayed inside them, the craftsmen demonstrating their skill live. It was a true spectacle. Of course, I proudly explained it all. Our artisans are highly skilled, I said. You'll see no fewer than 250 different guilds. Look, the storyteller has finished his coffee. The telling's about to begin. Fair is fair, my friend. The festival in Istanbul has lasted 50 days, and there is nothing like it in the world. Skilled craftsmen show their talents. Would acrobats and tricksters stay behind? They put on shows that neither the eye nor mind could believe. The streets overflowed. Not just with food and drink, but with gold, silver, and sweets shaped in the shape of all animals. The shows at the Hippodrome seemed endless until a wind began to blow the wrong way. Don't be surprised Underwind could stop such a mighty festival. When the wind turned, a giant simur broke and fell to the ground. And so the show came to an end. Ah, coffee. What a lovely thing. Oh, good. Let me grab the snake's head too. Don't you dare, you'll cause trouble. Hear ye, hear ye, the true show begins soon at the Hippodrome. This festival will be remembered for 100 years. Is that supposed to be a child? Is that supposed to be a child? If that's supposed to be a child, that is the most child with an adult human face syndrome I think I've seen in a hot second. Look at that guy. He's surrounded by snakes, but not a single one is biting him. Hi, Karabachi. These are festival sherbets. Don't miss the procession of the guild. Ooh. Wait, the wheels come off and we're gonna miss the procession. Cat! Yeah! 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 Oh, good. Am I just playing spot the differences? Like, if I'm spotting... What? Look for a... pattern there. Seem to have gotten a little bit lost, my friend. I don't know where this is supposed to go, but it's supposed to go somewhere. Still. 2. We have a bird with its head up like that. Oh. Well, okay, or we just have the base that it's on. That guy goes there. That's incorrect. But this and this are supposed to go together? I don't know where they're supposed to go together. But, supposed to go together somewhere. That is... Oh, well there's that. There's that. There's that. And this does come off too. But it was supposed to. Is there anything else that gets removed? No? We shall start here. Why is it a spot that's just like zooming in randomly? I guess I'm getting too close to that and it's just freaking out. Oh. I see. There's that with... nay. This bird on top of it. That took longer than it probably should have to figure out how it works. Give me that. You don't want it. I need another bird. That looks like that's that one. With that bird. Fourth up is... it looks like... this bit. With this bird. This one is just that. Nope. That's there. So I am short a couple of birds. Yes indeed. An interesting problem to have, I am sure. Well, there's one. Get over here. I am having to word search for a bird. Everyone pixel hunt. Yes indeed. You would think having a ginormous screen would help. There it is. You would think having a ginormous screen would help. It did not help that much. Oh, bird search, if you will? How dare you? We seem perhaps to be doing it again. Though, the kite here seems to be a little bit on the struggle bus. Like, just like on principle, it seems to be a little bit on the struggle bus there. And the Seamer crash has been solved. We now get to celebrate the things. Where have you been? A huge fight broke out. The festival fell apart and everyone scattered. Things have gotten very chaotic. Okay, but first... the Suriname the towel vendors. During the great festivities, Murad III's reign, the streets of Istanbul became a place where art, movement, and illusion brought ordinary things vividly to life. Simple towels into vibrant bird-shaped sculptures that seemed almost alive. Through careful folding and arrangement, colorful textiles were transformed into fluttering wings and curved bodies. Hidden wheeled platforms beneath the figures enabled them to glide through the streets, creating the illusion of flight. Phenomenal. What survives today is not only memory of the festival itself, but also one of the most remarkable visual records of Ottoman society ever created, the Suriname-e-Humayun. Written by Intizamiya and illustrated under the supervision of Nakash Osman, the manuscript preserves hundreds of miniatures depicting every detail of the festivities. More than a beautifully illustrated book, it became a vast panorama of Ottoman life, power, society, ceremony, and society. And, at the same time, we have the Simurg kite. In a city where celebration seemed to swallow time itself, even people refused to remain ordinary. A giant Simurg kite glided through the streets as if it belonged to the sky. However, this paper Simurg was caught in a strong wind, which blew it away and broke it apart. Also a coffee house. Long before cafes became places to work on laptops or meet friends, Istanbul's coffee houses were already changing how people experience city life. When coffee arrived in the Ottoman Empire from the Arab world, entrepreneurs, it was a Yemeni, well known as a Yemeni drink, by the way, up until quite late, and then gradually progresses from Ethiopia and Yemen up into the Ottoman world. Entrepreneurs from cities like Aleppo and Damascus began opening coffee houses in the mid-1500s, introducing not only a drink but an entirely new form of urban social life. Before then, daily social life for most men was evolved around home, workplace, or religious spaces. Coffee houses were something new, a public setting for gathering, talking, watching, and being part of a crowd. Not all coffee houses were the same. While some had a midda, or a storyteller, hold the room with a solo storytelling performance, musicians played poems recited, shadow plays performed, and games like chess, backgammon, and mancala were common. Some, however, attracted intellectuals and literary circles where reading and discussion dominated. Others were tied to specific trades or neighborhoods, functioning almost like informal guild hangouts. Janissary coffee houses had a more military crowd and a stronger political edge. There were also performance-focused places known for storytellers and musicians, and more relaxed spots centered on games and everyday talk. Yay! Oh, there are, like, 9 more of these. Well, the whole place is on fire. The whole place is, like, super giga uber on fire. That's probably not awesome. Apparently it doesn't want me to walk into the fire. I mean, honestly. Oh, no, there's all sorts of new stuff around here through the flames. Okie doke, well, nothing for it. Chaos! No? Doom Seekers! What a disaster this has become for all of us! The Janissaries and the Sipahis started fighting. The festivals ended in such a hurry. People say these troubles are no coincidence. The charms protecting the city have been broken. Honestly, just look at them. Chaos has spread everywhere. These are all just superstitions. The Janissaries and Sipahis really need for the enchanted columns to be broken in order to attack each other. They just find an excuse to start a fight. Really? For centuries, Istanbul is protected by all kinds of enchanted columns. In total, there are 17 on land and 6 in the sea. I really broke my wife's heart. It's not the kind of thing that can be fixed with flowers and sweets. I was planning to hug Aristotle's enchanted column. It says it reunites separated couples. They say all this began when the charm inside Hagia Sophia was broken. Michael's statue flapped its wings, and soon after the fighting began. There are 4 marble angels there, each facing a different direction. People say that once a year one of them flaps its wings. Gabriel brings abundance, Israfil famine, Michael rebellion, and Azrael plague. They say fire is a red feast for the Janissaries. May it burn their hands before it burns our homes. They say the demon-adorned column across the palace of Porphyrogenitus came to life and spit fire from its mouth. That's why the fire started. Fires, plagues, earthquakes, ever since these charms were broken, we haven't seen anything but unfortunate days. Sultan Bayezid had the enchanted column demolished and a bathhouse built in its place. That column had been protecting the city from his plague. On that very day, his son died. From the plague. As if all of this weren't enough, the Sultan is now said to be planning to break the serpent column too. If snakes and pests were to overrun the city on top of all these disasters, what can we do then? No, the minaret of Hagia Sophia collapsed because of the earthquake. They said there was a giant magnet on top of the wall column that protected the city from earthquakes. The Church of the Unfortunate has collapsed again. It's already experienced every kind of trouble. Fair is fair, my friend. Istanbul witnessed a festival unlike any other in the world, but when the Janissaries and Sipahis got into a fight and one of them died, the celebration fell apart. This death was the first step towards disaster. Then fires, then plague, the lightning strikes and earthquakes followed one after another. People whispered in the streets that the enchanted columns had collapsed, and this was why all sorts of disasters had spread throughout the city. There was another rumor as well. Our Sultan became angry and decided to tear down the serpent column. Call it superstition or a story, but these enchanted columns have protected Istanbul for hundreds of years. Well, coffee house is having a bad time. City's having a bad time. Everything's burned to the ground. Everything's bad. Let's These bastards have followed us because the enchanted columns have been broken. Let's hope they can convince the Sultan so that the serpent column won't be broken as well. I don't know, but he seems pretty convinced. He's pacing! He's pacing! I'm gonna get you! Well, that's no good. You knocked off his hat! Get him! I'm not sure what knocking off the hat had to do with anything. I gave you a feather. I gave you a feather and then you gave up. I see. I'll explain. As one of Istanbul's oldest surviving monuments, the Serpent Column carries with it not only the memory of a bygone era, but also mystery and belief. Believed to date back to ancient times, it is a three-legged incense cauldron carried on the heads of three intertwined bronze serpents. Originally, the Serpent Column was part of a grand tribute to Apollo, erected at Delphi to celebrate the triumph over the Persians in 479 BC. The names of 31 Greek cities that stood united against the Persians etched into the bronze surface, a testament to the courage and unity of ancient Greece and their connection to the god Apollo, who defeated the serpent Python. As Delphi was considered the center of the world, it was possible that Constantine claimed this status for his new capital when he moved the Serpent Column to Istanbul. But the significance of the column doesn't end there. As Evliya Çelebi also writes in his famous book of travels, it was believed to have mystical powers to ward off poisonous creatures and protect the city from harm. As a symbol of wisdom and strength, the serpent has been used across cultures. Several unreliable legends blame various individuals, including Sultan Mehmet II and a drunken Polish ambassador. However, it is not known how the heads of one of the column disappeared. The upper jaw of one of them stands in the Istanbul Archaeological Museums, and the rest are in the heart of Istanbul. Oh, good. And then is the Hagia Sophia. Hey, look. It's only one of the most famous churches of all time. Oh, we're scrolling. I see. And we shall continue to scroll. Oh. I see. Well, there's something else that doesn't line up here. Really? Because this all looks really good. That's unfortunate. But that lines up and that lines up, and it's just like there's this one bit here that's just bad. Like, it's like there's just a little bit that's out of order, basically. Okay, I don't know how I'm supposed to get rid of this bit, though. No, I have no idea how I'm supposed to get rid of this bit. Like, you can really get this buggered up if you're not careful. Like, holy moly, you can really get this butchered. Oh dear. See, again, it's almost like I need to do something here. Like, do that. Do that. Do that. Do that. I had to do apparently that was how I had to do that. Hello, later creation. I didn't realize I was having to, like, remember my Rubik's Cube algorithm in order to solve rebuilding the minaret of the Hagia Sophia. But, you know, that's fine. I'll take those. I guess. Anyway, we should read the Hagia Sophia. Built in 360 during the reign of Constantius II, and destroyed again in 532. Emperor Justinian refused to let the Hagia Sophia vanish to integrate a monument greater than anything seen before. He ordered Anthemius of Tralles and Isidore of Miletus to design a new sanctuary. In only 5 years it was built, and it collapsed again in 558. Radio mosaics of Christ, the Virgin Mary, emperors, and angels were added to its walls, turning the Hagia Sophia into a symbol of Byzantine power. In 1453, Constantinople fell to Mehmed II. Hagia Sophia was transformed into a mosque, but instead of destroying the ancient sculpture, the Ottomans preserved it. Minarets were added beside the dome, Islamic calligraphy decorated the interior, and later Ottoman architects strengthened the building against further earthquakes. It is pretty damn impressive, like... You got to visit Istanbul in March for school and it was amazing. I am jealous. Like... Move along, nothing to see here. Fires are over. Now it's time to rebuild. Cat. Really? Nothing even hidden there? Alright, fine. And nothing hidden out here on the walls? No? Okay. Nice. Was able to take one of the classes you need as a study abroad. I highly recommend that if it's at all viable. Right, when I was in undergrad, I got to do it twice. In London and then again in Morocco, a year and a half later. Finally over. You didn't see that? The clouds moved towards Galata. I heard a voice rising from within. It told me I had to go back. The journey would end at Topkapi Palace. After all, that's what I fell into this world. We're still in the Istanbul section, right? Phenomenal. Well, everything there looks bad. So we shall start here. Here it is, Galata Tower. People once used this tower to watch for fires to guard the city. From here, Hazarvin stepped into the air with wings born of imagination. Careful, my friend. They say the portal now leads to the observatory. You cannot reach the tower anymore. The elder of Islam called the observatory ill-omened, so it will bring bad luck. He even claimed that their calculations were wrong. I heard the Sultan was furious. Say I'll have it torn down. Still, the man who led it is a rare mind. The observatory and its instruments have no equal. Is that the side on the, I guess, north coast of the Bosphorus? You're less than a 10-minute walk from the tower. Incredible. Alright, what can I click on? What parts of the ding? Oh. Let's rebuild your dang thing. Whee! You know? Let's rebuild your darn thing. That's looking a little bit closer. If that just goes there or there, that's got to go, like, that way. That seems like that's missing something, because that is not at all making a... There it is. I knew it! Those inventions were never a curse, only a blessing. Alright, our artwork is the Istanbul Observatory. Reminding us of a giant model of the cosmos, the armillary sphere was one of the most impressive scientific instruments at the Istanbul Observatory. Built with 6 enormous rings, it was designed to measure latitude and longitude. The rings were mounted on a circular base, known as a horizon, which rested on tall supporting columns attached to a second base below. Although armillary spheres had existed since the time of Ptolemy, astronomers continued to build them on a large scale. The reason is simple. The larger the instrument, the easier it is to observe tiny divisions and measure the sky down to individual minutes. The Istanbul Observatory shone brightly for only 3 years before disappearing. Founded by the astronomer Taqi-al-Din in 1577, it was one of the most ambitious scientific centers of its time. However, the reasons for its sudden destruction in 1580 remain unclear. A popular story at the time linked the observatory to disasters and earthquakes, frightening the public. Well, that put out most of the fires. Hello. The chaos is gone, they say, yet the portal's still right above my home. Well, let's fix that, shall we? By the power of spin? Oh boy. Well, heck. But right now, let's put you there. Hey look, this looks like this is astronomical stuff as well. Down on the very lowest level, there must be something of the same design. Must be a section of this that has... There you are. So these are all the planets. Wait, it's just that one section. Then you are one ring farther in, which means you have to then do this. No? Am I not right? Oh, now I have to do the exterior. Which appears to be get all the moon phases in order. The question is, do I think it starts on the new moon or the full moon? This is on the wrong side, isn't it? I think it needs to start on a full moon. And then build up to a new moon there. And then on this side of it, you have to build to the full moon again. We did it! So, I wonder if that's actually a Volvel. In this miniature from Zubdat al-Tawarikh, the sky is filled with layered heavens, wandering planets, colossal angels, etc. It is not a Volvel. That's a shame. So, if you don't know, a Volvel is a thing in manuscript art where it's all paper inserts that are pinned together. So the thing actually spins. They are super cool, super useful for moon phase calculations, sort of either um, almanac or astrological calculations, and they're also just rad as hell. One tale tells of a creature called the Seb, half fire and half snow, where neither side can destroy the other. Another tells of a radiant sea called Bari Haven, where Gabriel dies each dawn and rises with 70,000 drops of life, each transformed into an angel. Phenomenal. There you go. I fixed your portal problem. Now have a good time. Cat! Cat! Pet every cat, even the ones on the move. There was an achievement, chat! Chat, this is so important. Yeah! More birds. Tell me of these other birds. The Mountain of the Birds. Near the Nile, medieval Arab and Persian writers told of a strange place called the Mountain of Birds. Once each year, flocks of white birds gather around a lonely rocky peak crowned by a small domed building. One bird would approach the narrow opening, place its beak inside, and remain there for an entire year until it died. Then another bird would take its place. No one could explain why the birds returned again and again. Some believed the mountain was enchanted, drawing them with a mysterious spell. The tale became famous in Islamic manuscripts and paintings, where hoopoes, parrots, peacocks, and other birds circle the mountain in scenes inspired by mystical stories such as Farid al-Din Attar's The Language of the Birds. You have a folder on your phone with 45 cat pictures from Istanbul? That's not all the ones you took, it's just the best ones. Incredible. No notes. What's not... Oh. It's spin? You spin. Well, that's obnoxious. And then that bottom one doesn't do anything at all. Change of plans. What if we mirror it? Oh. No? Unclear to me what the gimmick here is. Right, I thought I was supposed to just be replicating the image, but like I literally can't do that. So... I do not know what the gimmick here is intended to be. And it's not, you know, my other thought had been, oh, let's get the sun and moon at the same orientation. And my other one had been, let's mirror them. But then none of the rest of this makes sense. Whee! Spin faster. Rotate the circles until the reflection looks right. Okay, so it is supposed to be the reflecting. Fine. We shall do it this way. Okay. Sure. I don't know how I hadn't gotten that previously. Just because I've gotten the achievement doesn't mean I can't pet you. It's important, you know? And that at the observational clock. More about the observatory and its very, very short bit. Okay, well, I don't know what else there is to do here. If I can no longer get into the tower, which I can no longer get into the tower, then I'm not sure what is left. We shall head down this way a little bit farther. We shall see if there's anything here. And since there is not anything here, hey, look at those big cannons. Pet all of the calm cats. There were not one but 2 achievements for petting cats. Video game's good. They understand what's important about these video games. Hello. It's time to see the world-famous Grand Bazaar, that ancient eternal fair, a secret, dimly lit city filled with wonders, treasures, and echoes of history. Sure, brother, you say that, but all the shops are closed. Are we just standing there for fun? Unbelievable, and during the festival, no less. Well, we can't have that. Papa! Yes, indeed. You may see one thing open. What in here can I click? Pixel hunting time. I should like to open... Hello. Why do you have another... Why did you have a hook in your hair? Put your hat back on. Where's the owner of this door? It is still closed. Whoops. Oh no. Baba. Hello. Here is the owner of that store as well, finally. And then he just leaves. Doesn't even buy anything, he just leaves. Okay, what do we have? That looks like this is probably textiles, that's grains, that's spices, that's dyes? Potentially? I don't know. Grand Bazaar. Let's learn about the Grand Bazaar. The Codex Ciconia? The Codex Ciconia is a fascinating 17th century Venetian album, often referred to as Memory Turkesh. The codex were prepared in the Venetian Bilo's house in Istanbul to help with a Venetian diplomat, his dragomans, Ottoman miniaturists, and Italian draftsmen. It contains a series of detailed miniature-style illustrations depicting portraits of sultans, architecture, and Ottoman life, including military camps, markets, and everyday scenes. Please don't scratch my chair. I know it looks like your scratching post, but it is not. There's talk of a new festival by the water, just below top copy. Okay, but what if we looked at everything else first? They're saying the festival hasn't been called off. Even with the palace in that state, it's still turned upside down. I want sweets! I want it now! There doesn't seem to be much else to do around here. The southern part of Istanbul looks quite normal, actually. Well, then let us head forth up this way. Ooh, that's the place that you had to research and write about for your final project? Incredible. Look, I would have a difficult time. Actually, I say I'd have a difficult time. I would not have a difficult time. One of my very dear friends, regularly was doing work on Ottoman women's writing, right? Or Islamic description. Sorry, butcher that whole thing. Was doing work on Islamic descriptions of the Old Norse world with a particular focus on gender, and so was regularly going to Turkey for archival work, and was sending so many cat pics. Was a whole ritual of the lunch break would go out and pet cats. Oh yeah, no, she's brilliant. Let me be clear. She's freaking amazing. Wee! What is the sheep doing there? Mr. the Sheep. Sheep, get back where you're supposed to. Well, land, get back where you're supposed to go. Sheep, really get back where you're supposed to go. I guess there's a chance that the land's not supposed to go there, but, you know, that's fine. Who do I think needs a drum? You need a drum. No? But you don't have a drum. I see you with a hand and no drum. Maybe you. And maybe you join your friends up there. Ah yes, give him back his hat. You stole his hat when you did this. I love these guys on these whirligigs. Aww. Aww. Imagine being... I mean, I guess if you lived with the cats all the time, it would be like, yeah, maybe that isn't all that fun. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, hell yeah, cats, 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 cats. Alright, anything else looking weird? I mean, there's clearly other things looking weird. We've got 2 more things to find. But anything else obviously looking weird? Or am I going to have to start hunting? Harder than I am. Because I'm kind of already hunting. They're so friendly and so good. And like, I don't love outdoor cats as a concept. It's not good for the cats, it's not good for the wildlife. But when they're that far ingrained, and there's not much you can do about it, well, you gotta pet a lot of cats. Oh, so friendly. Hello, apparently you're in the wrong spot. I don't know what spot you're supposed to be in, but apparently this is not the right one. Found you. Alright, there's a bunch of people doing performances. You've all got everything you need. The procession is now intact. Time for a good old-fashioned pixel hunt. Exactly. Right, the problem of feral cats was an unsolvable problem like 500 years ago. And we're not gonna go around solving it at this point. Okay, seriously, where's this last freaking thing? I have, like, no idea what's out of place. I feel like there's a missing thing right here. But I have no idea who would fill that spot, and I don't see a miniature cypress tree that's out of place. You know? I simply do not see something out of place. Huh. Is it one of your hats? I don't think it's one of their hats, chat. I do love... Oh... I do love that, you know, the state fair swing whirligig apparently was a thing in 16th century Istanbul as well. Y'all know the ones I'm talking about, right? They've got like 50 swings on them, and then they go up 30 feet in the air and they go wee until everyone's motion sick. That seems to be like what this is. Near as I can tell, that's all that is. Everyone has all of their things. Yes. I'm taking a different tack now. I'm trying to see who, rather than trying to find the thing that's not looking right, I'm trying to find the thing that someone is missing so I know what I'm looking for. But I'm not seeing anything. Oh, sheesh. Why am I yawning? It's not even, like, late. And I haven't been going for a long time. Where are you? I wish to move on with the minigames. It's like I understand what the point is of the game. But I do not know where the last thing is. And the pixel hunt has not helped me. Like, I'm just not seeing the thing change. Like, I am going bad. I am literally doing pixel hunting right now. Because the cursor changes when you can click on something. And so we are just doing that until I see a thing I can click on. Which, by the way, is a very good quality of life comment. I am very grateful for them for doing that. Because if I had to just use my own eyeballs... I mean, right, you don't know what you don't know. And when things are almost right... See? When things are almost right... I mean, I was wondering why the sheep were swimming. The sacred library of Topkapi Palace. Everything began here. This is where the artworks belong and where they'll finally rest, but the palace is distorted. Right, alright, I get it. You should really learn to keep things short and simple. Hey, Gabe? Hey, Gabe. That's me at your codex entries. That's me at your codex entries. Look at how long this is. Look at how long this is. And you're over here telling them yourself that you need to be short and simple. Honestly. During the tulip period, the stores of Istanbul glitter with music lanterns and celebration. Noblemen drifted across the Golden Horn in richly decorated boats, while fireworks shimmered above the water. It was in this atmosphere of spectacle and elegance that the Tsunami Vehbi was created. Produced in 1720 during the reign of Sultan Ahmad III, the manuscript captures an age remembered for his love of art, poetry, gardens, and festivities. Ahmad III was a refined ruler, deeply interested in the arts, both a skilled calligrapher and a designer of imperial monograms or turas. Written by Sayed Vehbi and illustrated by the celebrated court painter Levny, the book documents the magnificent 15-day festival held for the Sultan's son's circumcision. Most celebrations took place at Ak Maidani overlooking the Golden Horn, where enormous tents welcome performers, guests, and thousands of spectators. Acrobats, dancers, musicians, wrestlers, and fireworks transformed the city into a living stage, while illuminated boats carry the festivities onto the water at night. 6 minute stars known as the Seal of Solomon appear as signs of protection, balance, and power. They're interlocking triangles associated with opposites, such as sky and earth, fire and water, male and female. Stylized cypress and nahil trees echo the ancient tree of life, symbolizing eternity, prosperity, the connection between earthly and spiritual works. By the way, look at the Europeans right there. Also, this Venetian question mark boat? Like, we're seeing European influences. Really emphasizing Istanbul as a place that has a lot of contact. You speak far too casually these days. Once the final distortion is repaired, our strange relationship will be over at last. Ah, yes, oh no, it's one of these. Oh, heck. That's not good. Okay, that half was easy. That half was easy, actually. Thank God, we're so back. This part may be, less easy. So what do I need to be here? So what is the thing on this one that I need to get transferred up? Is the question. Or what is the other part on this one that I could use? That. That bit needs to get onto there. So we do that. Then we get a random useless bit. No? Is that not right? Oh, well, duh. Duh, that's not right. Ah, crap. I need to reorder them this way. Yay! We did it! And there's the teeny tiny collector! Goodbye! We did it! Oh man, I can't access that. Hat. Well, against all expectations, you actually did it. When we first met, I was fairly certain you would get lost, panic, or accidentally set something on fire. And yet, here we are. The realm is quiet again. No more chaos leaking from one painting into another. Remarkable. You faced enough impossible situations to exhaust even the most patient historian. Yet, you helped quite a few people along the way. The miniature realm will remember that. Do not expect me to grow sentimental over it, but these worlds are fragile things. Most visitors only admire them. You chose to protect them. That is rarer than you might think. And now they no longer need you. They can continue on your own, as should you. That's how it ends. One touch and I return home. None of it felt real at first, and now leaving feels almost harder. Wee. Yes, we made this. Salik, and a few other people. Congratulations to all of them. Thanks for playing, we hope you enjoyed it. Delightful. This was mostly Turkish folks, and you can tell they have a lot of love for their game. Or for this style of art. Right, I mean, it's very unsurprising, right? I mean, I've met quite a few Turkish folks over the years who are like, oh yeah, like, you know, it is a thing that you can cite poetry and specific art creations and stuff, right? Boom, 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 boom. That is a practice that a lot of Americans, at least, don't have. And so it's something that I very much appreciate. And I very much appreciate that they gotta cite their sources. It's clear, I think, that they have a little bit, a lot of enthusiasm and knowledge. And so again, I continue to wish that they would pare down those entries just a little bit. So that way to make sure that even, you know, if even someone like me is like, hey, that's a lot to read, actually. More is not more. And the single hardest skill you can do when creating a public-facing bit of media is to say, hey, how little can I say while still getting the point across? Which is a thing, by the way, that Pentiment did magnificently, that no one else has really quite succeeded at. Hey, that's what sets Pentiment out from other historical games, is, hey, they really understood exactly how little they could say, while getting everyone enough onto the same page to actually, like, follow the plot of the game. Unfortunately, the dominant trend in video games right now is much more Disco Elysium, which decided to say as much as possible about everything all the time. Visual novels, but with the text off to the side, and with a lot of inane chatter. I mean, I love those games too. But, like, you understand how much text is in a lot of those games? Strong take from Museum Curator. I mean, it is the take. Right? I know a very few curators that will disagree with me. Because anytime you have people stare at text, they're not looking at objects. And really, people go to museums to look at pretty objects. And so, you need to find that exact balance between give us enough information so that we know what the heck this object is, and otherwise, don't get in the way of people having an emotional experience of getting to look at the real stuff of the past. Or the real enough stuff of the past. Right? Facsimiles exist, but sometimes the narratives we create are plausible, but not anyone specific. And sometimes historical fiction just has a good place to help retell, reimagine, recontextualize things. And I don't blame anyone who's, like, who's coming out of a history background. It's like, I need to provide the entry. I need to provide the Wikipedia summary. Or, you know, they're doing research and they look like Met Museum and essays on something, which are web experiences that are much more essay-like. So it is no great sin to be bad at it, but, you know, a short thing that people read is better than a more accurate thing that people don't. As long as you're clear what the limits of the shortness are, and you are not generalizing in a way that is harmful, keep it short, keep it spicy, right? Keep it snappy, and make it work from there. Alright, folks. Shorter stream today, only 2.5 hours, but the game was just short. So that's fine. This was a lovely little diversion. We'll figure out what we're doing next week before the week after Steam Next Fest Extravaganza, but we will simply let everyone get going today. So, thank you all so much for watching. We will see you all again real soon. If you're not subscribed yet, do make sure you do that. Make sure you follow on Twitch to be notified for all that stuff. Make sure you join the Discord by checking the links in the description for all of that stuff, because, you know, there's a lot of very smart people having lots of very fun, nerdy conversations over there. So, you should make sure you're there too. Anyway, that does it for me today. So thank you all so much, and I will catch you again next time. Bye-bye. Pet your cats. There are so many, and they are all so good. Anyway, thank you also to our patrons who make all of this possible. Their names are on the side of the screen over there. If you want to join them, you can check out the links in the description on the VOD as well. Also, thank you to, well, our new followers, and to Bree for the resubscription, and to Nightbot for hanging out, helping out, doing all that jazz as well. Okay, that does it for me today. Bye-bye.